Yes, there were several, actually, other people I had lectures from. Dirac's lectures were a terrible disappointment. He just read verbatim from his book. And when anybody asked him if he could explain it more clearly, he would say, well, it's already explained clearly in the book, so what more do you want? And it was very unsatisfying. And I learned quantum mechanics only much later. I mean, I did not learn it from Dirac. It was that way of
Dirac was an atheist, so
reaching quantum mechanics just to me was incomprehensible. He took so much for granted. I had no concept of the physics which led to quantum mechanics.
And you had not read Dirac before?
Oh, I had read his book, yes. That's why it was so disappointing.
I see, okay.
So I learned absolutely nothing new. And even the Dirac's book, I think, is a very bad way of learning quantum mechanics, at least for me.
There were no problems.
Exactly. It didn't give you any idea of what you had to do. So I finally learned quantum mechanics from Schiff, which is a much more practical textbook. And yes.
Interesting. What do we got here? It's Friday, my dudes.
A pretty good trick, that's the thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck game is this? Some shitty RTS?
The hounds are his chaff. Mahmoud Khalil.
Why is your screen sideways?
How the people trumped Ronald Plump? This seems like a meme made by a resistance liberal or something. I'm sorry. Like, there are infinitely more radical and scary books. Like, these books themselves being the reason for why, it just seems so far-fetched. I feel like there is a million trans books that they would want to ban before this. You know what I mean? It's just, this has got to be a joke. Come on, dude. Leaders in government are all online nerds. I don't look. David Pakman's coverage on this is not enough proof. If the proof is coming ultimately from a Reddit post that David is responding to, I'm sorry. That's not like we need to be serious here. Is there? Some of y'all are so fucking libbed up. Maybe.
Okay. I think I got it.
What if I crash through the window? That's genius.
From business
Excellent.
to taking care of business, Rogers Xfinity Internet changes everything.
Come on, Rover. Come on. Rover, I said go. Silly dog. Red Bull gives you wings.
What happens if we lose it? Is that bad?
It waits for you a little bit, but it will disappear. And I'm really curious I haven't seen, they made a lot of changes to the early acts where the monsters are going to be a little bit like less infinitely aggressive. Like this zone, I think even the werewolves are a little slower.
Oh, okay. It says been juiced up.
Oh my god. Leave me alone!
I'm a simple information boost.
I thought that was in the game, and I just got scared.
Try picking on someone your own size.
I'd be a good NPC.
You would be a pretty good NPC, honestly. Okay. Cool.
Oh, sorry, I picked up the loot. Here, you need this?
I would actually love it. Okay, follow the wisp in there, yeah. Cool. Alright. So that can just happen randomly, right?
Yeah. That first one is the tutorial, and then it just shows up.
This is not new. Oh.
This question comes from me. It's a new chapter. chapter from the 10th anniversary
Oh,
edition
that was
of
a good
Light,
one,
which is
viewer
now
number
available
2.
online and in print. At the end of the laser pointer video, we constructed an array of lasers with a total power of 2 times 10 to the 24 watts, which not only lit up the moon, but violently ejected it from orbit around the Earth. We decided that was enough power. But why? You can always make a number bigger. No one can stop you. There are infinitely many numbers, and I want to know, what if
No,
we
there's
tried
not.
even more power?
There's only a finite amount of numbers.
A 2 times 10 to the 24 watt laser is powerful. When we turned ours on, it made the moon-facing surface of the Earth significantly more luminous than the sun.
According
That's
to
impressive, but we can do
Wahlberger.
better. The universe contains death rays that make our moon-obliterating beam look like a handheld laser pointer. Gamma ray bursts. A gamma ray is just what we call a very high-energy photon of electromagnetic radiation. When you see a chart of the electromagnetic spectrum, gamma rays are basically anything more energetic than X-rays. At the high end, they're literally awful. They come from high-energy events like nuclear explosions. Gamma ray bursts are made when something very bad happens to a star. When massive stars collapse, their cores give in to the crushing pull of their own gravity, release an enormous burst of energy, and tear the star apart from the inside. For reasons that we don't fully understand, these explosions often produce jets shooting away along the poles of the collapsing star. These jets can travel across much of the universe, and when Earth is in line with one of them, we see it as a flash of gamma rays from deep space. We didn't know about gamma ray bursts until we launched a satellite to watch for gamma ray flashes from nuclear explosions on Earth, and we were surprised to see flashes coming from everywhere else in the universe instead. The peak power of beams from gamma ray bursts can be on the order of 10 to the 44 watts, which is much, much more powerful than our laser array. To get a 10 to the 44 watt death ray of our own, we need to give each person on the moon-facing side of the planet a 2 times 10 to the 34 watt laser. That is, each person would need a laser 10 billion times more powerful than the final combined laser that violently ejected the moon. This is an implausible scenario, and it wouldn't work for reasons we'll get to in a minute. But first, let's think about what we could do with a beam like that. We'd have to focus it carefully since laser beams spread out as they travel. The minimum angle of spread depends on the size of the source of the beam. For laser beams emitted by lenses 2 meters wide, the limit is about 0.1 arc seconds, or 3/100,000ths of a degree. The laser beam limit formula is weirdly similar to the formula used to determine the maximum resolution of telescopes like Hubble, because in a sense, a telescope is just a death ray running in reverse. Hubble has a 2.4 meter mirror, and its angular resolution is a little less than 0.1 arc seconds, similar to the angular limit of our 2 meter laser. The laser array from the original chapter was pretty powerful, but not particularly narrow. If it had been focused into a Hubble-style beam, it could conceivably have fried the surfaces of planets anywhere in our galaxy. A 10 to the 44 watt death ray would be much worse. If we tightly focused it down to the diffraction limit, it could reach targets far outside our galaxy, frying the surfaces of planets up to 5 or 10 billion light years away. But don't rush out to buy a 10 to the 44 watt laser just yet. At cosmic energy scales, normal optics breaks down. For example, if a beam is powerful enough, it could exert a gravitational pull on itself. Photons carry energy, and energy creates gravitational fields. For normal light beams, this is negligible, but for a 10 to the 44 watt laser the size of the Earth, photons on the outer edge would experience an acceleration of over 10 Gs toward the beam center line. But physics has another surprise, one that finally puts an upper limit on how powerful lasers can get. Namely, if a beam of light gets too bright, space itself stops being transparent. If you pack enough laser energy into a small enough space, quantum mechanics predicts that the strong electromagnetic fields will result in spontaneous creation of particles and antiparticles. These particles, mostly electrons and positrons, would intercept some of the laser energy, which would result in more particles being created. For laser power densities above about 10 to the 26 watts per square centimeter, this process is expected to cascade, fully halting the laser's progress and providing an upper limit on how much power our beam can have. In the end, it turns out physics is not math. You can always find a bigger number, but you can't always make a bigger laser.
That was a good video.
This is a question from Kyle, who asks, if the Hubble telescope were aimed at the Earth, how detailed would the images be? This is a common question. The Hubble operators get it a lot, and they're frequently asked questions page answers it. The problem isn't, as some people say, that the Earth is too bright. As Phil Plait of Bad Astronomy pointed out, Hubble points at the Earth pretty regularly to calibrate one of its instruments. The fundamental problem is that Hubble is too slow. Let me explain. Let's imagine we want to take a photo of this normal desk. Photons from the desk have to pass through all of the Earth's atmosphere, which can cause problems for ground-based telescopes. But for space-based telescopes, it actually isn't much of a problem. The reason is geometric. If the distortion happens closer to the source, it can't mess up the image as much. The first small problem we'll run into is resolution. Hubble is the best visible light telescope we have, but its resolving power does have limits. Pluto out in the Kuiper Belt lies right at those limits. Until the New Horizons flyby of Pluto, the best pictures we had of Pluto were from Hubble, and they...
Okay, I don't care.
Big balls in high heels, lip gloss. She's back on stage, big balls in.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Bye. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Bye. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Bye. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
This is a white monster.
And I ate one.
So logically, I bet you're wondering,
what are the macros?
Unfortunately, both reading the label and using a fancy AI calorie tracking app just tell me the macros of the liquid that happens to be packaged inside of the tasty shell.
So, since calories is actually just the unit measure of how much energy is released when a chemical is burned,
I calculated the macros myself. Here's the math for how much energy is released when aluminium is burned, meaning aluminium has 7.4 kilocalories per gram. I then weighed my white monster shell to find that it had a weight of 20 grams, meaning it has 148 calories.
However,
since it's aluminium, it has 0 grams of protein, 0 grams of carbs, and 0 grams of fats. Why would it? It's a fucking metal! That being said, your body can absorb 0.3% of it, which it will then piss out.
Of course, none of this actually matters.
Because if you consume 20 grams of aluminium, you will get acute aluminium toxicity and fucking die. What should I calculate the macros for next? This is a white monster.
And
I feel like I should just finish this and go to sleep. God, this stream is awful.
Stop taking your suppressor off, you fucking fruitcake.
Oh, what the hell?
He put it back on.
He's taking
This
it off
isn't bad.
despite you. Yo, wait, take it off.
No, put it back
Put that shit
on.
back on.
Put that shit back on.
Take that shit off. Hell, like, you might have
Hey, get it back on. That one.
Whoa, he put that on quick.
Yo, take your suppressor off.
That's funny.
Nah, put that shit back on. Yo, good try. Yeah, dude.
Good try, good try.
Fucking move a little quicker next time. Jeez.
Oh man, everybody's celebrating New Year's nowadays. You notice this? It's a trend. Everybody celebrating New Year's. Yeah, I'm busy celebrating 2 years. 2 more years of Obama, baby, huh? Yeah.
No, it's 4 years. It's 4 years. He's not gonna quit halfway through.
Boom.
Me, I'm right.
True though. That's fucking Reddit for you. Okay.